Hi, I'm Sherri.
I'm Lana.
And this is Real Estate Tips with SNL.
I was hoping that we would recap what happened throughout the year for our podcast that we've been doing. And I was hoping that most of the subscribers and people listening got to know us a little bit.
Yeah.
So if they haven't, we have an episode for that.
Absolutely. It's been a fun year. You know, you and I have done videos now, little ones out of our homes for the last several years. And then we did grow up. We embarked on this journey of trying podcasts and doing it in a professional studio. So thanks to Next Level Studios where we are in Fitchburg. And I love that we're doing this. And even Keith, who's over there, gets to edit out all the embarrassing things that we say. So
we've been a little off sometimes.
Yeah, we have. And he hasn't edited out all of the embarrassing stuff. Some of that stays in, and I think it's fun.
I do recall having an issue with saying a specific word.
Yes.
Like pulmonary, premolary, whatever the
preliminary.
There it is.
Yes, you were having a pulmonary.
Yeah, you were correcting me. There was a couple of things. And I also noticed, this is the really strangest thing, because, podcasts, a lot of people listen in, they don't actually see the video, right? But I noticed that I didn't realize how often my hair changed over the year.
I know. Mine too. I feel like I put more effort, on that first one where you wanted to look perfect. Yeah. And then there were other times it's like I'm running from another appointment and then I'm coming here and you get what you get when you get here.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And I realized too that some people are watching on YouTube, but a lot of people are listening. Yeah. And this effort that, into our appearance, it is what it is. But and having some fun. But this is actually our 24th podcast episode. And we didn't start doing it every other week. We tried to do the once a month and then we realized we needed to be a little more consistent. I also feel like we started this off, this journey as the residential experts. And we started bringing in guests and it became this incredible learning experience.
Huge.
And I'll just, if I can touch on a couple of them here. All right, we brought in, the home stager. So Julie did our little home staging episode, but one of the things she talked about was your closet. I have a lot of clothes, because there are the sizes that I might get back to someday in my life. So, you hang on to those clothes and then you've got the sizes you hope you never get back into. Yeah. Those are the ones you're more likely to give away. But she had said when you're going into your closet to turn the hangers around on the clothes, that you haven't worn in a while. And if after, I forget what she said, 3 months, I decided to give it 6 months, but it might be a year. But but she said if you hadn't turned the hanger around, get rid of it. And I thought that was a really great tip. And so I have a pretty thick wrong way hanger thing right now in my closet that I will be taking care of.
Throughout the year, it's been really interesting because you said the word, we were professionals. We knew exactly all our information, but we didn't. We learned a lot. And I think that's one of the pieces that we want to get out to people is this is a learning curve constantly.
Yes.
For people that are in the industry and then people that are just starting out. So for instance, you are the queen of new construction. And we had a podcast about construction, things that people should be aware of and whatnot. And the thing that I had to take away from that was you're so good at having the people drop their imagination at the door and their budget, worrying about the budget. Because ultimately you help them create their dream home by not having them nervous about, no, we can take that wall and move that.
Yeah.
That might not be even a cost. We can move things around. We can scale back, scale up. And a lot of people feel that new construction is so expensive. And after that podcast, it wasn't about the cost. It was more about the flexibility that somebody has to design and create their own home. So that was very intriguing to me.
I mean, it can be expensive if you drop your budget at the door too, you know. So when you come in and you've got all these big ideas, and but yeah, I think we all have a wish list, and if you can price out those items on the wish list, and then pull out the things that don't work in the budget, but still keep the priority items, and that's really important. But I'm glad you brought that up, and thank you.
Lots of good education.
Yeah.
So what else? I thought there was a couple of guest speakers that were actually agents that were very informative with regard to what's changed in the industry. We had Laura B. from Concord. We also had Sarah Lyman. She's does some coaching on the side. I think they were giving us a lot of ideas and thoughts about the consistency of real estate, which it's a building of a relationship, this trust that we want to be your agent for life with your family.
Right.
We're not here just to, open the door, shut it, and gone. We want to build that rapport. So when there's the next person in the family or the friend, we want to give that same service, but bring our expertise and our knowledge. And,
Absolutely.
It's a trust, right? We're building trust. We're building relationships. It's not a one-shot deal for us.
Right. And this year was a big year too because of the changes that were implemented in the real estate industry. And I think that being resistant to change is normal. And I definitely felt some pushback that from myself.
Right.
And right now I could tell you I've embraced it. I actually like the changes.
Right.
What is it? Changes, death, and taxes, the 3 guaranteed things in life. So hopefully we can push off on the other 2.
and I think another thing that I hope that people got from these podcasts were we're asking the professionals that we had come in, right? But consumers should be able to just pick up the phone and contact people as well and not feel like there's a question that's, this is a ridiculous question. I'm so embarrassed to ask it. There's no question that's really a dumb question in real estate.
No.
Because how you interpret and how your situation is completely different from the person I just closed with or the person that I'm just meeting. Nobody's transaction is the same.
No, that's true. And I think that's where it would be impossible to replace us with the robot,
True.
You're learning as you're going and you have these, past experiences and you're constantly having to, I guess, change the course of the road that you're on because there could be some things you need to adjust for.
Right.
And it doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. It just means, all right, we have this. How are we going to take care of it? So
how about the couple of lenders we had on? And I thought that was really interesting. I actually got comments from subscribers and listeners that helped them reach out actually to the lender that was on our show. But it gave them a thought process like, wait a minute. If this is not working or I don't feel like it's working with the lender that I'm working with, I have options.
Right.
I think sometimes the buyers coming to us say, yep, I went to my local bank and I got this, loan, and they don't understand all the programs that are available out there. Right. So having these lenders, loan officers on our show was more about opening up the minds of the buyer to say, I have options. And maybe some recommendations and who's local that I can contact and not be afraid to pick up the phone and contact. And it doesn't mean they're going to pull your credit, right?
Right.
So I think that it helped with the fear factor for them as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. I liked, we had Dan Loring and Dan and Tim from On the Move Mobile Storage. And I thought they were great. I didn't realize, I guess I've always thought of moving is moving day. You get the truck, you're packing it up, you're going. I'm long past the days of pizza and U-Hauls. So, but not that there's anything wrong with it, but I not me.
Yeah.
So, I liked that they had those mobile storage units that you could pack up. And I liked, when he also talked about how, as an agent, we can go into our seller clients and say, hey, listen, we'll cover that first month's rent for you if you want to do this, and declutter before you list the house.
Absolutely.
And this is just going to a local storage, field.
Yep.
And then it can come back to your property afterwards when it's time to move it. What a great resource.
Yeah, I think that really helps a lot of people get ready because sometimes, we get called and they're not quite ready, and we go in, we're like, this is going to be a nightmare for our photographer.
Yeah, we want to keep them happy.
How are we going to showcase this house? We get a lot of stuff in there, but offering that, having that pod filled, and I thought that was a really great thing. My mind just slipped because there's another one, but my mind was slipping a lot on these podcasts. There was a couple of times that I forgot about stuff.
It comes back later. We get the poof. You had Lieutenant John from the Fitchburg Fire Department. I think that initially I was hoping to talk more about smoke and detector inspections and things like that.
Yep.
He said something that really stuck with me, and that was that he'd never been to a fire, showed up to a fire, and heard the smoke detectors sounding off. And how many times have we gone into a house and you look up at the ceiling and either the smoke detector is missing or you can see that it's opened and they've pulled the batteries out? I just thought that was an incredibly valuable tip to share with people, and I appreciated him sharing that. Yes,
come in and get that done, but get it done. I mean, not just because you're listing your property. Have it done for your own safety.
Yes,
think about it. He's never heard the alarms going off. That's
right. Yeah, yep, for sure.
What else? What else did you have?
Oh, the radon.
That was really interesting.
Yes, yeah. I know you were a little worried when I had said, I'm going to bring in the radon guy. And you're like, great, we're going to talk about radon. And I remember you leaving and saying to me, wow, I learned so much today. And I thought that what was also valuable with Eagle Environmental, that was Kevin Murphy with Eagle Environmental, is that they're not testing. So they're not influencing, I guess, the business, if you will. They're not going to run a test and then say, oh, you need to install our systems.
Right.
And then, he's suggesting you retest even after the system has been installed. And they have, a warranty with that. So even if you're retesting, they're going to come back and address the warranty issues if that's, something comes up. So a lot of people, when he was saying, might go into a house and say, hey, there's a radon system. I don't need to test for radon. And well, maybe you want to.
Yeah, maybe you do.
Yeah.
That was pretty powerful. Also, we had our coworker, Doug Tammelin, about the commercial. And we also had your past client, Eric, on about investments.
Yes.
I thought that was pretty powerful because I actually had a couple of clients ask me, and I forwarded the podcast so they could get some more information. But I think for the two of those, for me, the takeaway is with Eric showing that, his presence and being there as a on-site investor helps a lot.
Yes.
He's there. He's not an absentee landlord. Built a portfolio. Lots of work to do it.
Yes.
And then there is also Doug, who's in the real estate business, being able to talk about, what the area is all about. How is it doing as far as commercial buildings, investments, and whatnot.
Right.
And I think it was powerful when you talked about the cap rate, talked about the different figures that people talk about. I think it's interesting because I know, and we talked about this in the podcast, that there's a lot of people that come on and they say, well, I want to buy my first house. And what is it, my first investment? And what is it all about? But I think those were very helpful for the consumers that are thinking of it.
Right. And I remember Eric saying, this is still an investment. So, that involves upkeep and maintenance and, and a level of expectations from the tenants who are residing in your property.
Right.
And I thought it was definitely helpful. And Doug is so analytical. He's the numbers guy. He's pulling them out of his head. And that's, that's what you need when you're doing this type of investment purchase. So home inspections. We had Mark Frattoni on here.
He's hysterical.
So he is. He's a lot of fun and a little bit of a dry sense of humor. You have to go to his social media pages. They're just hilarious. But when he was saying that, the unicorn home inspection, there is no perfect home inspection.
Nope.
And, I think sometimes people assume that the home inspector has to find something so that they can make themselves look good to their clients. But he also commented that he's had some that have had, very little on the report.
We get used to, when we're homeowners, all the quirks in our house that we don't think it's an issue.
Right.
And then you get a home inspection and you realize, oh yeah, I guess that was an issue for a while, but that's not a big deal, right? But those are the things we find. But I really think that Mark softened the blow for people to think that we're out there to find the problem. Right. We're not there to find problems. We're there to educate, talk about maintenance. Yeah. And if there's a structure or safety thing, we're going to call it out.
Right.
What about, remember the one that we did and it was about, do you want my listing? And we were talking about some of the listings that, you get called at and you got called at. And we were like, do we really want this listing? Mm-hmm. But we do. We want every single listing because there is somebody for every home.
There absolutely is. I think also there's such a lack of affordable housing out there.
Huge.
And sometimes it's just, maybe it's the house that needs a little bit of work and somebody can go in there and maybe they're getting a rehab loan or doing something like that. So, don't feel like, that if your home is not pristine and perfect, that it can't be sold. Like you said, there is a buyer for everybody. Mm-hmm. But before we go too much further, I mean, this is Christmas, and I don't want to, drag this out too long. But I did want to talk a little bit about how, sometimes our customers are selling their house and buying at the same time. And there's a few steps involved in that, Yep. So I think that we should explain it in a jingle.
Okay.
Yep.
Here we go.
Go. Wait a minute.
I think it's the things that you make me do, Sherri.
All right.
And make me wear.
How's it look?
Oh, my
Perfect.
Okay.
Are we ready? I may need my
I know that you
glasses.
love singing.
I do love singing.
Okay.
It doesn't mean that I'm good at it. It just means that I like singing. And I have about 4 microphones in my own house.
Oh. All right, everybody.
All
Wish
right.
me
Wait
luck.
a minute. Are we ready? Okay. On the first day of real estate, my agent gave to me an exclusive contract to sign.
On the second day of real estate, my agent gave to me 2 preferred lenders.
And an exclusive contract to sign. On the third day of real estate, my agent gave to me 3 recommended stagers.
2 preferred lenders.
And an exclusive contract to sign.
On the 4th day of real estate, my agent gave to me 4 search criteria.
3 recommended stagers.
2 preferred lenders.
And an exclusive contract to sign. On the 5th day of real estate, my agent gave to me 5 homes to view.
4 home searches.
3 recommended stagers.
2 preferred lenders.
And an exclusive contract to sign.
On the 6th day of real estate, my agent gave to me 6 hours to prepare for photos.
5 homes to view.
4 search criteria.
3 recommended stagers.
2 preferred lenders.
And an exclusive contract to sign. On the 7th day of real estate, my agent gave to me 7 showing appointments.
6 hours to prepare for showings.
5 homes to view.
4 search criteria.
3 recommended stagers.
2 preferred lenders.
And an exclusive contract to sign.
On the 8th day of real estate, my agent gave to me 8 offers to review.
7 showing appointments.
6 hours to prepare for showings.
5 homes to view.
4 search criteria.
3 recommended stagers.
2 preferred lenders.
And an exclusive contract to sign. On the 9th day of real estate, my agent gave to me 9 pages from the inspection.
8 offers to review.
7 showing appointments.
6 hours to prepare for showings.
5 homes to view.
4 search criteria.
3 recommended stagers.
2 preferred lenders.
And an exclusive contract to sign.
On the 10th day of real estate, my agent gave to me 10 days to pack my home.
9 pages from the inspection.
8 offers to review.
7 showing appointments.
6 hours to prepare for showings.
5 homes to view.
4 4 search criteria,
3 recommended stagers,
2 preferred lenders,
and an exclusive contract to sign. On the 11th day of real estate, my agent gave to me an 11-minute walkthrough,
10 days to pack,
9 pages from the inspection,
8 offers to review,
7 showing appointments,
6 hours to prepare for showings,
5 homes to view,
4 search criteria,
3 recommended stagers,
2 preferred lenders,
and an exclusive contract to sign.
On the 12th day of real estate, my agent gave to me 12 reasons to celebrate,
An 11-minute walkthrough,
10 days to pack,
9 pages from the inspection,
8 offers to review,
7 showing appointments,
6 hours to prepare for showings,
5 homes to view,
4 search criteria,
3 recommended stagers,
2 preferred lenders,
and an exclusive contract to sign. Ooh.
She had way too much
I
fun with
know.
that. That was
Hey,
really good.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year.
Thank you.